Hey everybody. A while back I had mentioned doing a series about the black arts or the black crafts in relation to prepping or survivalism. And I thought how apropos to start this series out with an image of a black rifle, the evil black rifle. I've been working on it. It's a home build. I've been working on it, so I'll do a review on that later. But today I want to talk with you guys about the black arts. And the first topic, of course, is going to be raiders or raiding parties. Um, as survivalists, as preppers, each and every one of you aspires to store up, stock up enough supplies, enough provisions, if you will, to endure any sort of crisis, whether it be a earthquake, hurricane, wildfires, whatever the case may be. You try to get enough provisions on hand and have those. But even the most ardent, the most prolific or proficient preppers or survivalists are eventually going to have to run out of supplies. Eventually, you're going to run out of bandages. You're going to run out of aspirin, of ibuprofen, antibiotics, what have you, fresh water, okay? And your community, you guys that may have been, 40 or 50 preppers, all good people, all morally sound individuals, but there's going to come a time where your supplies, your stores have been depleted. So what do you do then? What actions do you take then? Well, by default, 9 times out of 10, you're going to default to raiding. You're going to form a raiding party. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on some of the aspects of raiding and what I define raiding as. To me, a raider or raiding party is simply defined as any group or individual who is trying to acquire what is not his or hers, whether it be you attacking some local warlord and taking over his stores, or some thug or some moron kicks open your front door and is attempting to take your food and your supplies, your weapons, whatever. Technically, he or she's a raider, right? So keeping that definition in mind, shit has hit the fan, and like all good preppers, you have been out there and you stored up water, you stored up food, you've got first aid, you've got antibiotics and all that kind of good stuff. But there comes a time where all that's gone, it all runs out. And there's a community, so to speak, maybe 20 or 30 miles away, who has access to fresh water. It may be a lake, it may be a pond, whatever. They've got access to fresh water over there. And you try to do the polite thing and negotiate, trade, barter, establish some sort of diplomatic ties that will allow you to go about obtaining what you need in a peaceable manner. However, who's to say the other side is not going to be peaceable and reciprocate? There's no law anymore, remember? It shit hits the fan. There's no rules anymore. There's no good guy, bad guy. There's no longer a moral compass in the definition of right versus wrong. It's just those who have and those who don't have, okay? And unfortunately, you've now become one of the ones who don't have. And the party or the community a few miles away is the haves. And so you've now got to find a way to get what you need from them, all right? The type of people you're going to need to form a raiding party are going to be the type of guys, in some cases type of girls, who have invaluable experience. Scouting parties, recon Marines, the Pathfinders, people who have a lot of time out in the field, who know how to move silently, quickly, fox walk, if you will, know how to cover the tracks, all that kind of good stuff. These are the kind of people you're going to want to form a raiding party. You're also going to need people who have the power of will. Now, 95% of the population will have no gumption about pulling the trigger on some guy or some group of idiots who try to come into their house and do them harm. Most people will practice some form of self-defense. But it takes a special individual to be able to be proactive and go on the offense and catch a guy who may be out taking a leak in the woods and use this right here and put it into his life. It takes a special kind of individual to be able to kick open the front door and let one of these right here rip and not think twice about it. Okay, when I say don't think twice about it, I don't mean they're a sociopath type of personality. I mean they have a understanding of they're doing what needs to be done in order to prolong or ensure the survival of their community, their family, their friends, and that's what it boils down to ultimately. In a SHTF scenario, in a world without rule of law, I think most people will try to be good people. I believe that most people will attempt to do things in a peaceable manner. But there's always going to be those jerks who have access to fresh water, medical supplies, antibiotics, things you may need to help ensure the survival of your people, your tribe, your clan, who just simply out of sheer spite or out of sheer, evil, don't want to share or barter with you. Okay? And remember, there's no more rules says they have to. All right? There's no rules says they have to. So you got to keep that in mind when you're trying to be this great, nice guy, nice girl. You're thinking that, oh, shit hits the fan and all these people are going to come together and have this great sense of community. It just may not be that way. It just may not be that way. But what say you?